Hi Peter, how's it going? Great to see you. You're going to tell me all about the Kirby Way Cycle 2025 edition.
Yeah, Fergal, good to meet you, and thanks for the opportunity for coming on. This is our fourth year of running the Kirby Way Cycle, and as Kirby's is a people-driven business, we put people at the front of everything we do, and as part of that, we run this initiative every year, which is to it's a charity event which we try and help people in the community. It's something that a number of people thought up of me and a few others a number of years ago, where we had a notion that we were going to start organizing a cycling event. And over the last number of years, across a multitude of charities, we've raised in excess of 500,000 euros for people. And this year, now again, we're trying to use this as a focus to again look at the charities that we're looking to support, but also to affirm that Kirby's are committed to their people. And it's not just the event on the day. For the people who are involved, there's a lead up to it. There's challenges being set. There's get fit challenges. There's all sorts of, I guess, what I would say fun and antics leading up to it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's just to get together, to get everybody together on the day where we have a big event. Last year, it was a fantastic day. The sun was shining. We had a barbecue. We had music. We had fantastic atmosphere. And there was maybe 150 people attended the event last year. This year, we're looking to go a little bit bigger. The event this is the second year that we're running it from our new OSM facility in Portlaoise, which is our offsite manufacturing facility, where Kirby do a lot of our in-house manufacturing in terms of prefabrication of modules, pipe work, containment, and so on. The kind of core of the business we do. But I guess health and exercise is at the core of it, along with charities. So we do like to give back. We do like to get people involved. So I guess that is what
Yeah.
the Kirby Way Cycle is about.
And is it open to everyone to participate, or is it staff that participate?
It's not everybody, but it is open to the Kirby employees and anybody who is involved in a supply chain.
Okay.
So there might be a vendor, there might be a subcontractor, there could be an associate. So it would be open to Kirby employees and their family and anybody working for, with, or associated with the business. So again, we'd have clients coming from a lot of our multinationals to the events, and we'd have also a lot of people coming from even as far as Milan and Sweden and the
Wow.
UK, who would be part of our supply chain that would be coming over
Okay.
to attend and participate in the event.
That's brilliant. And there's three different events, isn't there, for different standards?
There is Fergal. There's three different cycles this year. So historically, we've done two cycles: a short 50K and a longer 100K. Last year, we also introduced a run, a 10K run into it. So this year for 2025, the plan is we're still going to continue with the run with the 10K because look, not everybody cycles or has the luxury of spending time going out every week for a couple hours getting up to speed. And in terms of the cycle, we have a 50K leisure cycle, which it goes at a relatively easy pace. We have a 100K cycle, which will be, say, under 25 kilometer an hour average. So it should be a nice, handy pace for the day, and there's not a whole pile of hills. And then there's going to be a faster 100K, where people will be given the opportunity to stretch the legs. And for those who cycle, quite a lot, it'll give them a chance to, I guess, open up the throttle a small bit, so to speak, but in a controlled manner.
I get you.
I guess what's key in these events is it's not a race, it's for participation, it's for people to be involved, and it's about the day. It's not about winners or losers, it's about participating.
So which
So
which
it'll
one-
all be
which
done in a controlled, safe manner.
okay. But and which one are you going to do?
Right now, it'll be the slower 100K. I would have liked to have a little bit more training done, but
Yeah.
yeah, the 100K it should be manageable.
And you said you're kind of involved from the start. So that mean were you always into cycling?
I've been in. I got into cycling maybe 7 or 8 years ago, so it's not something I grew up with, even though we would have always had bikes.
Yeah.
But maybe 7 or 8 years ago, there was a couple of us within the business. To call out a few, there was Mikey Ryan, Brian Burke, and David McCauley, and we got a notion that we were going to do a Seat to Summit event. So we all just started cycling. We were all probably relatively unfit at that stage, but uh, we ended up getting maybe 20 or 30 people involved in an event that was up in Westport, which was a Seat to Summit. And from then, we've kicked on and we've done different events over the years.
Yeah.
I've been lucky because I've been involved in the start. I have been afforded a lot of opportunities to get involved with different companies, different some of the clients that we worked for. Silly cycles like Sligo to Westport and Sligo to Ballinasloe, and we even did a team 24-hour event in Mondello, where yes, we were cycling for 24 hours
My God.
between the team.
Wow.
And since then we've grown it and we've grown it and we've grown it, and to support it each year we run a Get Fit Challenge, which again it's not it's for everybody. It's not for the elite athletes. It's not for the people who are already exercising. It's for the people who maybe through life, life challenges
Yeah.
and stuff that's gone on in the background, that just they fell out of exercise and they fell out of, I guess, spending a bit of time on themselves, kids and training and
Yeah.
being the mom and dad taxi. So the intent is to try and get everybody back involved in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just to try and get everybody included in some some level of fitness and involvement.
And you always have chosen charities, and we're delighted to say that MS Ireland is one of your chosen charities this year. And I think it was you that picked MS Ireland. Am I right in saying that?
That's correct, yeah.
And why did you pick MS Ireland?
My mom had MS, and she benefited a lot from the charity. She gave a lot back as well to the charity, but she would have benefited a lot from MS Ireland over the years.
Lovely. And you said she gave back. She was very involved. Was that the Limerick branch? Is that right? Am I?
Yes, she would have been the chairperson of the
Oh,
Limerick Society for MS.
that's lovely. That's really
Yeah.
nice. We really appreciate it. And just from the point of view of what I'm going to do, I'll let people know that we're going to, there's a GoFundMe for the fundraising part of it. And I'll put details of that down below. So people can see it down below. They can go into that if they'd like to make a contribution. Because it's amazing. Did you say 500,000 already over the last number
Half
of
a
years?
million, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, look, 500,000. And look, if I can say just a bit on the MS piece, with my mom was involved.
Sure.
She she always believed that attitude was key. That I understand people with MS get it at different stages, and there's different levels and different. I guess the body goes through different things at different stages. But she would always have been a person who attitude was key. If you thought that you were not going to get better, you didn't have a hope. If you could do small things to make life easier, that would have made all the difference. And I guess even when she was struggling with MS and other illnesses, she would have always promoted people to make small changes. If it's, instead of feeling sorry for yourself, get up and go for a walk. The more exercise the body gets, the more the body can cope with the changes. And again, rather than generalize, because I know MS affects people in different ways, but the more you can look after the body and the more you can do small things to help, I guess, offset some of the effects of the MS, the more it would have helped in the long run. And that's why she would have give back, and not just been a recipient of care from MS, um, which is a fantastic society. Because as I recall, they have a holiday home, and she would have been in charge of the administration of the holiday home. But it was allow people an opportunity to get out and allow people an opportunity to, I guess, get a bit of a break from the normal life. So, look, again, just to add the piece that I know MS Ireland, they are a fantastic organisation.
That's a lovely message because, you grew up with that, with your mother having MS, but the impression I'm getting now, the way you're talking, is that it was a positive message that you got from it about how to live your life and, how to look at things. So that's a lovely message.
Yeah, yeah, no, look, early doors when she found out, first thing she would have done is join the gym. And it wasn't for the weightlifting and it wasn't for the bicycle, but it was just pool movement. It was getting the legs movement. It was getting the arms moving. If it was hand exercises, if it was arm exercises. First thing she did, she was told she needed to join the gym and change her diet. So it happened. But yeah, no, look, it was a positive, and there was ups and downs, and there was different medications and treatments over time that allowed her to live different qualities of life in terms of her ability, her movement, more so than anything. But yeah, look, it definitely was a positive experience that she would have had with MS Ireland. Obviously, the illness itself is an illness, and you have to try and manage with it. The illness isn't necessarily positive, but it was to try and focus on what could be done rather than focus on what couldn't be done.
So, Peter, thank you so much for nominating MS Ireland, and the very best of luck with whichever one you decide to do. The very best of luck with that. And as I said, the link is down below, people, for the GoFundMe if they'd like to contribute to this. So, thank you so much, and the very best of luck.
Lovely. Cheers. Thanks very much, Virgil.